Sorry if I cut into your intro.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Dose of Dysfunction.
Does it shit to me all the time.
I am your life coach, and with me is the resident redneck.
Howdy, y'all.
And also with us, episode here is legendary Redbeard.
Hey, happy to be here.
We are happy to have you here.
Legendary Redbeard.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we should make a beer and name it that.
I think that would be pretty good. I can
Put
see
Eric's
that.
face on the front.
I can see that being pretty good.
Black out one of the lenses on his glasses.
If you want to sell it, you don't want to put my face on it.
Ah, we'd be fine.
No, because I
Can't
think
put my face on it.
I think you can pull off the pirate look.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
Oh,
could
yeah.
rock the
Put an eye
pirate.
patch
we could
over
Johnny
one of
Depp your ass.
Oh yeah, we could give you some black eyeliner, get you a big hat that's got a feather coming
I
out of
gotta
it.
dodge
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we could roll this.
Should we start this one with the bucket of green stuff?
Yeah, we might as well. So
Alright.
we're going to
I got a beer.
try some.
Eric has something to drink. You got a Gatorade.
Interesting.
Yeah. We are gonna try some food. So if you're watching us on YouTube or Twitch or
Let me see the bucket.
TikTok
do
or
we have
Instagram, we have it is
Pickle flavored cotton candy.
yeah, it's part of our Japanese treats, Asian
No,
treats.
this is straight up its own thing.
Oh, this is its own
Really?
thing. I know we have a box of like Asian treats also.
I got my handful.
And I still have at work sitting on my desk,
Oh God, no.
I have well, this may be something we can get Eric to do.
Good, he can have mine.
What
Okay.
a way of saying that. What a way of saying that.
They are suckers with scorpions
Good
in the
stuff.
middle.
I
of
got good stuff on TikTok.
them.
So we're gonna.
We haven't done the crickets.
Oh, the crickets.
We're going to have to
Where
do the
did I put
crickets at some.
crickets? They're around here somewhere.
They're
I will
probably-
find them. No, they're not in there.
Oh, okay. Are we ready to give this? So for everybody, we got us some pickle cotton candy.
Flavored cotton candy.
All right, bottoms up, boys.
Here we go.
I'll give that to Eric because that's just nasty. I mean, it's not horrible because it's sugar.
Eric's coughing into the microphone. Ah.
Well, definitely getting that pickle in there.
You know what it tastes like?
Hmm.
It tastes like dill.
Right.
It doesn't even taste like pickle. It just straight tastes like dill.
Yeah, and
like
it's,
sweet dill.
yeah, it's a hint there
Yeah,
right
like
at
a
the very
sugary
end.
dill.
I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not.
Ah.
I am not a
What
super
do
fan of
you
that.
smell like?
Smooth.
What do
I
you
probably
smell
like Coors Light at the moment. I've spilled multiple for whatever reason. Actually, you know what? I probably smell like at this point. I probably smell like this shit.
Right.
And God, I can't get it out of my mouth. That's
Dill,
fucking
pickle,
wrong.
Coors Light.
That's what she said.
Mm.
Can't get it out of my mouth.
I can't get it out of my mouth.
He smells like
You want me to find the crickets real quick?
beer and despair.
Beer,
Yeah,
despair, what a
oh.
combo.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was kind of an asshole statement. Sorry, but
What's up, y'all?
you do. You get the like.
I do. I get a lot of people looking at me or saying stuff to me on TikTok, and I very much appreciate it.
And it's always the
Cool.
late night people.
It is. It's because I have that problem where I can't sleep at night, and so these are my peeps.
Those
Right
are your
here.
peeps. You got some late night peeps.
In that
Huh?
case, should I find the crickets? I'm sure. I'm pretty certain they're in that box right there.
We may find them afterwards and do a quick TikTok
Okay.
while
All right.
stuff's uploading.
We'll,
Oh boy.
yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ah,
So,
the dill pickle thing. The oh my
I'm still
god.
getting a lingering little bit of dill there.
I don't know that I would be upset if the dog broke into this bucket. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm thinking we should have let Mitch eat the whole thing last time because
Oh yeah,
he
we
liked
should have
it.
just let him go. That was rough. I'm not, and it was not even rough in like a way you were like, but just it's super dill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not even like a pickle. It's like, and I like pickles, and this is just not a good.
So
this
yeah,
was
I'm a
bad
dill
choice.
pickle eater, and pretty sure they skipped the pickle and just doubled down
Oh
on
my
dill.
god! I think I'm gonna give some to the 3-year-old. This could be funny.
I mean, I could take it home with me. No, because
Oh boy.
my youngest loves
Dear smoke.
pickles.
Oh, blunt.
pickles are great.
I'm catching the 420 TikTok at the moment.
Oh,
And not normally, no. We don't smoke. Would roll a blunt if I had one, but that guy right there is my boss. Could be a bad idea.
we do have some policies at work. I'm not against it. I'm just saying.
Not that, not
Yeah.
that we're against it. If you wanna roll up a blunt, I'm willing to watch that TikTok video.
If we're going to personal preferences, I actually say legalize it all.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. Legalize it all and let the stupid ones die. That's where I'm at.
That's a little more aggressive than me. I just say.
I mean, without the use of Narcan and all the other good stuff.
No.
You keep everybody alive, and that's great.
No, I think if you legalize it all, it will eventually sort itself out.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the TikTok video? I have to say this. I seen this actually right before we went to Vance's send off. I watched this TikTok it was a Facebook reel. And this it's somebody videotaping these two crackheads through a window of a bus. And they're talking to each other, and then all of a sudden it's like she just gets this wild urge to run into fucking traffic. And this old, like, I want to say it's a Lincoln Continental, but I know it's not. It's more like a Dodge Intrepid.
Okay.
Fucking hits this lady. Just
Oh no.
boom! Folds her up, slams her against the wall, all that shit. I'm like, oh shit.
That's a little rough.
And he like walks over to her and he's like, you okay? And you can kind of see she's all fucked up, and and then he like picks her up and the video ends, and I'm like, what in the fuck?
Right?
Mhm.
I'm with you there.
Hello from Louisiana.
Sometimes this is the
We got a
difficulties
Louisiana right there.
of Brock when he's on TikTok. It's a total sidetrack.
Yeah, it does. It gets
I
bad.
can see how it could get that way.
You'll
but
look
the Cajun Queen 46 said hello from Louisiana. So I will tell you hello
Cajun Queen.
from my basement in Boise, Idaho.
I can tell you what though, I am all for some Cajun food.
Oh, I fucking love
Wow,
blackened
yes.
anything. Oh my god.
Kate, if I walk into a restaurant and it says that you're right, blackened whatever, I'm in.
We got Santa Rosa, Cali too. So hello, my friend.
Gotta go to one of those crawfish boils.
Oh, see, that would be good. A little etouffee.
I went to one last year.
Did you?
Yeah. Phoenix, Arizona.
You know, I think I could see a legendary Redbeard over here on like a shrimp boat.
The Forrest Gump style.
Yeah, I think I could see it.
You mean Bubba Gump?
Yeah. But
Bubba
couldn't you
Gump
see
coming
him
in.
in like some sort of like boat on a bayou, or what's the deal with the big fans going through the swamp? What are those boats called?
Fan boats?
Yeah,
Airboats?
the airboats.
They're called?
Yeah.
The fan boats. They're actually illegal in the state of Idaho.
How is that?
I don't understand the ruling or the reason or
Well,
whatever.
we don't have bayous up here. What would people be dealing with them up here?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works at all.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of like in certain states you can hunt with a light on your bow or like a camera,
Gotcha.
that kind of thing. In the state of Idaho, if you shoot anything with a camera attached to the gun, you are 100% illegal. Anything you
Really?
harvest can be confiscated. Your gun can be confiscated. Oh yeah, all that shit.
Huh.
I
So
did not know that.
that kind of blows my mind.
I could see that if you were going around shooting people and recording it.
Well, right. I mean, I could see
Yeah.
that, but a lot of guys.
Although that makes for evidence. We don't need that.
Yeah, nobody wants to play that game. Well,
Right.
there was a
Yeah.
GoPro on his gun before
Right.
he started
No
shooting
doubt.
everybody in the mall. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. But no, that's one of those things. It's one of those stupid rules. Did you also know that if you hitch
you bet your ball hitch.
you bet your ball hitch. Now, if you hitch your camel to any post in downtown Boise, you will be cited with a felony for illegally parking livestock.
Okay.
Yeah. Stupid shit to fucking know about Idaho. You cannot do
Yeah.
the same with a donkey or a horse, but a cow, totally fine.
Interesting. Okay.
I remember
Mhm.
learning one like junior high or elementary school a long time
I
ago.
live above you.
It was a silly law where it was like it's illegal in Idaho to go fishing off the back of a giraffe or something.
Yeah, there is
you
one
can't fish
like
off the
that.
back of a giraffe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the silly laws, man.
Stupid shit. Stupid shit.
So on this episode, do we want to get into what we kind of alluded to in the last one and talk about?
I say we do it. I say we do
we
it.
just want to call it one night at
Alright.
McCleary's.
One night in a
There we go.
darkened bar, far
Even
away.
outside of a little bar that I don't know how they fit anybody
One
in there.
time
Well, it's a converted house. isn't
outside
it?
of a
It's not even-
converted house bar.
I don't even
in
think it's
Boise,
a converted
Idaho.
house.
I'm not sure what
Can't
it
even
is.
say
It's
it
just
without
this
giggling.
little-
I was gonna say the
Little
actual
pub.
inside portion of the bar can probably only get about 6 people at the bar itself.
No, so you can
Yeah,
fit 12
maybe.
people at the bar. There are 4 tables of 6. Inside the bar, there are 2 pool tables and a cigarette machine, by the way,
Ooh, that's old school.
as
Old
well as
school.
a jukebox and one of those gag gift condom machines.
Oh my
Put a
god.
quarter in, get a condom out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you go into the bathroom, they have one in there too. You know, the old, you push it in,
Yeah.
you slide it out, and it gives you this little cardboard box with like a finger condom or whatever the fuck in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
For
It's
some of us, that's all we need.
Fuck. Yes, this is true. We are the dose of dysfunction, and if you Google us, you will run through at least 5 pages of dysfunction.
Erectile
problems.
dysfunction.
Mhm.
But no,
That means Viagra, Cialis. We are open for sponsorship.
it's
Just
sponsorship.
throwing it
Yes.
out.
Yes,
Prime
yes, yes, yes.
opportunity right
Or
there.
Coors Light, because I drink too fucking much of it.
I don't know. We've got a 60+ audience. They could probably really use that Viagra, Cialis.
Oh yeah,
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 there
yeah.
you go.
See,
Yep.
I'm just saying.
It's the beer drinkers we don't have though. It's the 45 to 50 group or whatever it is.
Yeah,
40
it's
to
really
50.
weird.
40
The
to 50.
it's like 45 to 59. That
Yeah.
segment we
Yep.
have like missed.
Zero.
Such a
We have
weird
fucking
bracket
missed
right there
those
to
people
completely
altogether.
miss. Yeah.
Like we keep the segment for the most part. Our age range is the like 28 to 44.
Mhm.
We've got a little bit of the 18 to 27, like a small. So I mean, we're in our age
We have
demographic.
some
Right, yeah.
younger viewers, and I think that's just because of my gross usage of the word fuck.
Yeah, probably.
But,
But we have.
No.
But what I am though, I'm fascinated by the older listeners by far.
it does.
It is
It kind of
interesting.
makes me giggle a little bit on the inside. Kind of makes me tingle.
Yeah.
that we have old geezers that listen to us. But then again,
I wouldn't
we
call them
have
old
some
geezers. Do
traditions.
not run them away.
No, okay, at 30 and being the guy on the softball team who needs a fucking runner, I am an
Ooh.
old geezer.
Ooh, I'm gonna have a new shirt for you.
Oh, fucking correct. Yeah, I got one for you too.
That's fine.
The back of your shirt says "choo choo."
Oh, I'm in.
Choo choo.
I
Because
will.
you about ran that motherfucker over like a freight train, and he
Well-
about pee-peed his draws as
Well-
he lost that fucking. We'll go, Cage. About pee-peed his draws. This is about time you done almost run him over, and for whatever fucking reason stole third.
He dropped the ball and kicked it in the outfield. What do you expect?
He didn't kick anything. The only thing he kicked was the habit of dying because you were about to break his spinal cord.
Well, I am here for entertainment purposes, and I can tell you everybody was entertained.
Oh yeah, I
There you
was
go.
standing at first base coach going, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah. I got to third base, and Wyatt's just looking at me like, what the fuck? Laughing, doesn't know what to say. He's just like, huh. It's all good.
No, fuck, Christ. The older group that listens to us, you know, they have that kind of humor that when the little kid walks up and asks Grandpa, teach me how to fish, and he goes, does your dick touch your ass?
Mm-hmm. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of the funny part about our show is that we kind of hang it out there is to we give zero fucks about your feelings, your whatever else. We'd love to hear you listen. We'd love for you to be on that dysfunctional portion of the fucking brain waves that we toss your direction.
Oh, yeah.
But-
100%.
Yeah. So if you are old and taking PP pills and whatever else, and you see us, you should listen to us because, hey, buddy.
Well, I'd be
Someday.
curious to hear from some of that, the 60 plus audience on exactly the reasons why, especially if they're repeat listeners. I would be interested to know the exact reason why they keep coming back.
Well, one of them happens to be at work.
Well, right. And the hard part that I don't want to really say this because I'm sure they're going to be like, God damn whippersnapper. But they probably can't hear us the whole time. So they're like fucking with their hearing
Like,
aid, trying to
what?
learn everything. Yeah.
What do you say?
What do you say, Karen? God damn it, Joe, turn your fucking hearing aid up. I heard it just fine from the bathroom.
What I think it.
All right, Jeff Foxworthy and his wife. There you go.
What I would.
He is a very good man. Okay, you leave him alone.
All right, I stepped over the line.
My guess would be it's more of the remembrance of where they're still, even though there's the 60 plus, mentally they're still at the same 12-year-old we are.
Exactly.
They're
If you make it to 50 and you haven't grown up yet, you don't have to.
Right.
There you go.
So I think it's they're right on that same wavelength.
So, to get back to our original story here, who was the first one to the bar?
I got there before you guys.
Was it Eric?
Eric was
Okay.
the first one there, and Eric
Okay.
tried to pull off the no, I had a drink. I'm drinking vodka and something, even though he was trying to.
drinking straight Sprite. It was vodka and Sprite that he had a dark colored glass. It was Coke. But when I took a drink of it, it was Coke.
Yeah, he tried
Yeah.
to say he was drinking, but he
Yes.
was not drinking.
See, that was the deal I had with the bartender. Was I was just going to keep ordering rum and cokes, but I just wanted him to fill it up with Coke because I had to drive home that night, and I knew I was a
Mhm.
lightweight. And then
Yeah.
Brock comes along.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna let that fucking horse shit happen.
Nope.
Because Casey and I were drinking 3-fingered rum and Coke all night.
Yeah,
And that simply had to do with the fact that we bought the bartender pizza.
yeah, he.
He hooked
Well, it
us
was-
up.
Is that what it was? I thought it was like cheap because it was a holiday weekend or something like that. I
No.
thought they were cheaper.
It was Labor Day.
dead.
Was it
Was it
Labor
Yeah,
Labor Day?
it was actually a Sunday night.
Oh, dude, we were so fucked
It was
up.
Labor Day
yeah,
weekend,
yeah.
and it was the Sunday before Labor Day. And
Oh, that's right,
yeah,
because
that's
we all
it.
had to go to work on Monday.
no, we didn't
No,
have to
on
go to work.
Tuesday.
We had to go on Tuesday,
Oh,
but
that's
that's
right. That's right.
that was why we did it though, was because
And we were
You had
still
that
all
extra
hungover
day.
on Tuesday.
yeah, we all had that extra time, and it was the easiest way to get everybody together without necessarily having to worry about that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, for one person who did show up, although they didn't drink, they did have to work the next day and also had to deal with some drunk assholes.
What was his name? Jordan.
Jordan.
Jordan, who was driving, because he and Ian were roommates at that time.
Yeah, he
right?
picked Ian up
Yeah.
because
And
we
his
got-
girlfriend was there too.
Oh, and she got shitty face too.
Well, wasn't she doing just straight shots of tequila or something like that? She was
No.
doing shots of something, wasn't she?
She may have been doing some shots, but I know she was drinking some mixed drinks, and I
Oh, okay.
also heard at a certain point in time she was a lightweight as well.
yeah, and poor Ian was just getting fed whatever we brought him.
So
Yeah.
should we start off with the total?
Yeah, we can do that.
So, in the grand scheme of things, I think altogether we spent about $300.
I think you're right.
I know Casey and I spent about roughly $100 each.
Yeah, I don't even think mine came to that. I think it
Yeah.
was like $80.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, I
Maybe
think
with
mine
tip,
was only about
like-
$5 behind yours, and that was pre-tip because I tipped about $40 to poor old Sam, who had to fucking
What a champ!
No,
What a guy!
had to deal with some shit.
yeah, that guy. Well, how many bottles did he say?
We drank 4.
Hmm.
It was 3 3/4 bottles of rum
Mhm.
between the two of us because we were the two drinking rum.
Yeah,
So altogether, just say 3.5 bottles of rum.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, Ian ended up with rum and cokes too, because that's what we were drinking.
Yeah.
So everyone
yeah, so
we
we were
had,
making him drink
Well,
he-
I started with vodka
baby
Sprites.
squash. For those of you who are listening in and are true listeners, baby squash was drinking rum and cokes too. But we ended up with, there was a half bottle of tequila. There was the 3.5 bottles of rum. There was the random like 5 or 6 beers.
that must have been yours. I was
Yeah, who
straight
was
up
drinking
rum
beer?
and
I
coke.
wasn't drinking beer, but somehow I looked at the itemized receipt and there was like 5 or 6 beers. I'm like, the
Did you
fuck?
guys
Oh, no,
buy
no, no,
beer
no.
for other people?
That's what it was. Probably too, because you bought drinks. Eric bought a couple when he
Oh,
was
yeah.
trying to hit
Oh,
on the
yeah.
girl. Ended
Oh
up
yeah,
was
the
buying.
vodka and cranberry.
Mhm.
Because I know there was, because when I talked to Sam before I left, after all of the drunk fuckers had made it into Ubers and all that,
Yep.
when I was talking to Sam, he said that it was impressive that we killed 4 bottles of rum, which in all like bars normally should cost about $200 a bottle.
I wouldn't.
Is it that much? Or?
Yeah, it's about $200
That's
a bottle.
probably about what they make off of it. But
Yeah.
it was like, what was it? It was like $2.50 rum and cokes or something.
I-
Because it
Pretty
was
sure
It
well
was,
Well,
it,
rum.
was,
yeah.
it was cheaper rum and it was well drinks, but
Mhm.
at the same point in time, if you think about it, we drank 3.5 bottles of rum. We drank a bottle of vodka, and there was some tequila mixed in there, and there was like 5 beers. Now, mind you, this
Mhm.
was 3, 4, 5 of us that were actually drinking, and the 5th one of us was only drinking the tequila shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Who was that?
That would be Jordan Shaw's now wife.
Oh, the guy hitched. Okay, so his girlfriend at the time. I knew she was.
That
drinking
was the look
tequila
I-
something.
That's a whole nother story.
Whole nother
Yeah.
ball game.
So, and
Um,
I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to
In
go
this,
that road.
in this said, so total for 1 bottle of vodka, 1 bottle of other shit, tequila, and 5 beers and 3.5 bottles of rum.
Yep.
Ultimately, the only reason it was 3.5 bottles is because he had just cracked the 4th bottle. I took 2 rum and cokes, and then I walked home.
Right.
So you're in that 3.5 bottles of rum.
Yeah, we basically all polished off at least a bottle by ourselves.
We were fucking housed.
Oh yeah, hammered.
Well, if I remember right, George took Ian and his girlfriend home early,
No.
and the three of us stayed later,
Jordan
right?
took his girlfriend and Ian. You can't mix that up because
That's
Ian did not have a girlfriend. But the way you say it sounds like George took Ian and Ian's girlfriend
yeah.
home.
my bad there.
Right.
No, George's
And-
girlfriend and Ian,
And he
he
had
took them home early, though, right?
I was
No, they left. I think they only left about 20 minutes before we poured your ass into an
In,
Uber and hoped and prayed you made it home because the address we had was like this random fucking street and shit
Yeah.
fucking star.
Middle Star.
Yeah, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
I would tell you it didn't start to click until I lost a pretty big gap in time there until we put you in the car. Like that's when I started, when it was like, hey Case, we need to get Eric out of here, and it was like, oh yeah, I'll get an Uber for him, and I punched in all your stuff.
Don't know how you did that.
But that's where I started to regain the night because there were things that happened in there that I'm like, what?
There's a lot of gaps in my memory. I remember snippets. Like there was some guy, like in a pink or like salmon colored shirt, that did not like you, but everybody else at his table did.
I couldn't imagine why.
I stole the show right there.
Only thing I remember of that guy, to be quite honest with you, was
telling him he was a bitch.
Wow.
No, that's not what you remember.
Did I tell him he was a bitch?
Yeah.
Did you say that? I don't remember.
And when he stood up and you stood up, he sat down.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that portion of the conversation.
Oh, there was plenty of conversation. There was something about a flying pig.
Yeah, milking a pig.
Milking a pig.
And the only reason I know that is because Jordan had video of that. And I was like, what the fuck was I talking about? Because I did it in a different voice, and I was like,
oh yeah, you went into a whole different character.
Yeah, something about milking a pig and how amazing it was. Something about, have you ever milked a pig and it was amazing. Man. I know for me, this
is our life coach.
Yes,
next pigs at a bar.
The next day, I'm standing in my kitchen talking to my wife, and my dog is continually licking my leg, and I'm like, dude, knock it off. Right. And I look down, and I've got road rash. Like I
remember what happened too. So in the backyard section of McCleary's pub, they have like a mini volleyball court,
so
but it's
in
for
the
like
back,
beer pop.
If you
like
go outside of McCleary's pub, they have a patio.
Yeah,
and they have I believe it's like 4 or 5 setups for playing horseshoes.
Yeah. A couple.
Then they have the outside DJ booth, which is just I want to say it's like a 15 by 15 or a 20 by 20 concrete pad with a overhang.
Yeah, well, because they'll do concerts.
Live music.
Yeah, they do live music.
Behind that, they have a full-sized volleyball court where you can play trash can beer pong with dodgeballs and old school metal trash cans. It's fucking cool, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But if you're so drunk like we were, you're fucking burnt chicken. Like, you are not scoring shit.
Did we play it? Because I don't remember playing.
I got suckered into playing like half a game, and it was one of those deals where it was like, okay, we're getting this done now. Oh. And the lady looked at me and she was like, what? Why? And I was like, because I want to go back to fucking drinking with my friends.
Right.
Well, I know at one point in time, I think there's like a railing or a fence post or something you could lean up to watch.
Yeah, so between the volleyball court and the regular ass back patio, there's a fence, or more or less a leaning fence. So it's something you can lean. It's structural, and I want to say it was built out of like tire,
like railroad ties.
Railroad ties, yeah,
could have been.
And you lean against this and watch the game and all this shit. Casey did not see the horseshoe pit.
Ooh.
Prior
Well,
to getting
It
to
had
this
like a
wall.
wooden back.
So the horseshoe
backing on
pits
it.
were all built out of railroad ties, or is still to this day built out of railroad ties, being the backing in the side to the horseshoe
Yeah.
pit, which Eric tried to kill multiple of us on.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We'll get to
My
that
horseshoe
here.
game's not on
We'll
point.
get to that here in just a second. But Casey missed an entire horseshoe pit and fucking tripped over that backing and fucking himself up.
He
Oh,
got his whole the side of his calf was
Basically kicked backing and whole leg down the top tire
just, he went
railroad tie
down hard
and
on that.
landed flat on his
Yeah.
asshole, which we're
Yep.
lucky that it wasn't going the other direction, because he would have landed on the fucking horseshoe stake
oof.
and would have been enemed by a fucking concrete stake sticking out of sand pit.
Oof, that would have been bad.
It would have been
Yeah.
horrible, because the angle that you hit the ground hole, the hole in the end of your pecker.
Oh, I'm glad
So
I
it's
don't
a-
remember any of.
So it's a very
Oh,
good
man.
thing that you went asshole hell on the other side of that. And the shit part was between that pit and the. I'm like, I don't know how.
It.
But you hop back up like somebody was just like, "Are you good?" And you're like,
Even registered at that point that
Yeah,
that,
probably.
like,
I'm not gonna lie, to watch him. I was like, "What the?" Is in the middle of the portion that Casey does not remember.
That.
I'm still dealing with around the fucking bar. He threw his arm over my shoulder. Cool, and I kind of put my arm around him like, woo. And then seconds later, I was being hauled around like Auntie's toys. Felt like the dog in the 4 or 5-year-old has the like, oh my fucking god, he's got a hold of me. I'm screwed. He's got me.
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
You're not. Before Yeah, I've done that too. But I had an arm around each one of them.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
Yeah. I'm,
To kind of start it off, we started off the evening. Drinks light. It's always like, I'll have a. It's like, Jesus Christ, bro.
if
This isn't a race.
well,
Nobody's
I think it's,
getting
if
paid.
you're going drinking, you're going drinking.
like beer all night. Yeah, but it's a more paced thing. Have one and done.
I, sir, would like to remind you, I went toe to toe with you that night.
No, every bit. But the thing is, I'm either a guy who drinks one drink and we're done because I got to drive or whatever. I'm not a, oh, I can have a couple and gap them out and life's good. No, I'll have one at the start and I'm done just to get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't nurse it. I don't nurse anything. So,
slug it back.
but if we're drinking, we're drinking.
Yeah, we're
And it was a
drinking.
long
Casey's
weekend.
pounding 'em.
Yeah.
It was a long weekend. We didn't have to go to work the next morning.
Yeah, but I was still drunk the next morning. I guarantee
So was I.
it.
At 8 o'clock in the morning, when the wife was like, "Hey, get up," I was like, "Fuck you."
No, because the next morning, and it was probably closer to 11 when I actually did it, but I got up and got ready. I had to go get Ian, take him back to his car at McCleary's. At the time, he was not living. He was clear across town. So I had to drive across town, get Ian, and haul him back to his car, which luckily I live close to McCleary's. So that wasn't that big of a deal. But I remember driving to his house going, you know, if I got pulled over right now, I'm not 100% sure that, like,
blow that
I would
yeah,
get a Dewey.
yeah, that,
Yep.
I mean, I felt fine driving and everything, but there was still a level where I was like, I'm not sure that I would.
Not okay.
Yeah. When I start factoring in the amount of drinks to even the amount of hours since I'd stopped drinking, I was like, if it's 1 per hour, I'm fucked.
It was like 1 per 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we start the night off kind of light. It was a couple of rum and cokes. Obviously, Eric had his coke.
Yeah.
Try to pull it out. Well, I think you only got like 2 cups into that before you found me out.
Yeah, no, because
You didn't
we
hide it
were
very well.
we were all starting to loosen up where
Yeah.
you were just kind of still tight ass, and I was like,
He's-
some drink. I veterans, and I have drank with certain. There's alcohol, and I horseshoes. The sun had not quite gone down yet.
It was still early in the evening.
I was like, "There's no fucking." If you serve Coke, it better be. And Sam was like, "Okay, well, how much can you drink?" I said, "I don't know." I was like, "Okay."
I think we
So-
found out.
Of horseshoes, we ordered pizza, anything that whole day. So we gave him. He served them.
He was
He was
Yeah.
very liberal with the rum.
Yeah, they weren't light at all.
No. And we proceeded to get fucking blasted.
oh,
And at a certain point in time, I remember Sam telling us, yeah, he's done. And referring to you because you were the only person who wasn't at the table. You were 25, 30 feet
I
away
was over making friends with the garbage
Ralphing
can.
in the trash can.
Yep.
And we were all still sitting there laughing and throwing horseshoes and fucking having fun.
Yeah.
And you were over there pouring out your life stories to the bottom side of this trash bag.
Did we
were
play
good
more
buddies.
than one round of horseshoes?
Oh, yes.
I think pretty sure we did.
Yes, because see, what
Right.
happened is we played the first round of horseshoes and everything was fine. Played the second round, and things were starting to get a little.
Hey, that sounds about
Loser.
right.
Yeah.
I only
And then about
remember
the-
playing like 2 rounds though.
Oh no, the third round, Eric tried to kill you with a fucking horseshoe by launching
Well, at that
it
point,
10 feet out the back of the fucking horseshoe pit.
Nice.
And then shortly following that, with switching sides with Ian, and trying to kill me with a fucking horseshoe. And I think we ended up playing a grand total of like 5 games. And I think the 5th game, it was you and me versus Ian and Jordan. Because Eric was
I don't even
un-
remember Jordan playing horseshoes at all.
Yeah, because
Me
Eric
neither. Yeah.
couldn't stand straight. He would go
Yeah.
to throw the horseshoe, and he would take 3 steps to his left and launch the horseshoe at myself.
I wonder why that is.
So, yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, we should stop playing this game and maybe do something else. Well, then we were all standing around the table talking apparently about milking pigs and everything else. And this large
It's
group,
magical. Just need you to know that it's magical.
Something.
this large group of people showed up at the bar and sat down, and you took off over there like you had some kind of thing you needed to tell them,
You were
whatever it
on
may
it.
be.
I
You
was
were on
gonna find Eric a date. That's
Oh,
was
shit, that's
that
right.
was what I
You
was.
tried.
I was trying to be
Yeah.
his wingman. I went over there and I was going to try to hook him up.
Well, at
Hi,
one point,
Dragonfly.
earlier-ish in the evening, when I could still sort of remember things, there was some like blonde chick or someone that was that you're like, oh, you should like go over and talk to her, like go over and buy her a drink or something.
Probably.
And at that point, I could still remember some things, but
Yeah.
I was also deep enough in my drink that I'm like, yeah, I got this.
And I think if I remember
He's eating
correctly, in that group, it was mainly couples.
So that
But-
group that walked in, there was 3 females, 3 males. They all sat by their, so 2 of them sat by their female co-parts, and the other couple sat across from each other at the very end of the table. When Casey sat down, the gentleman in the pink or salmon shirt was very pissy because he has little man syndrome like nobody's
Oh.
fucking could believe. Casey more or less took Napoleon's chair from him
Mm.
and sat down and continued to talk to the whole group. Wasn't just his girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember being very pointed at anybody.
I don't think you were intentionally
It's okay.
pointed at anybody. I think it just kind of happened that way.
I remember
so he
talking to
sat
him
down
just a
and
little
he
bit.
started telling what I thought was his favorite jokes to the whole group. It wasn't to her. It wasn't specified to her. However, when he realized that this little dinky fucker did not like Casey sitting down in his seat, it became very much worse. Because then the guy tried to like squeeze his way in, and Casey was like, I'm fucking sitting here. And everybody at the table erupted with laughter.
You were the life of the party.
Don't
And he was the
remember.
only one who didn't laugh, but everybody else laughed their ass off. And so Napoleon got super pissy. His balls got all twisted up. And I walked over to the table and said, hey guys, I'm sorry. We're a little hammered. We're having fun. Don't take it too serious. In which the guy in the pink shirt he said something to me along the lines of like, well, that's my fucking chair or whatever. And I turned around and I looked down at the ground and said, oh, I'm not sitting in a chair, so you must be short and blind. And he responded with, no,
Oh,
Okay.
this
I don't remember
fucking
that.
chair. And he pointed at Casey, and Casey was like, I don't see your little ass in it, or something along those lines. And it began the whole rest of the night where it was, we're either fucking fighting or freedom at this point, because it was fun after that. So Casey stood up, walked away from the table after they stopped laughing at his jokes, and he was, oh, fucking go back over here. And he did. He come walking over, he throws his arm around me, and for the next hour and a half, I spent in the fucking chokehold
Yeah.
listening to I love you, man,
Oh, fuck
as he
yeah.
drug me
I'm
around
sure
everywhere.
I can be I love you, man. That's part of the reason I don't like to drink very often, because then I get to that, I don't want to say blackout, but I don't remember shit. So
Yep.
blackout drunk, I love you, man. I mean,
And so we played that for about an hour and a half, and finally I looked at you and I was like, Casey, I like your deodorant, but your armpit's starting to stink. Get the fuck off of me. And you were like, oh, my bad. And picked up your arm. And for the rest of the night, we continued to have lots of jokes and fun and laughter with everybody in the bar. Towards the end of the night, after you got done ralphing the fuck out of the trash can.
Which time? The first or the fourth time?
The end, whatever was the last time. And we
Must have
fed
been
you
the
about a
fourth.
gallon of water.
Time, yeah.
We fed you about a gallon of water, and you were walking around and talking, and everything was back to normal. These 2 Hispanic gals walked in. They walked in
I
with a
vaguely remember
guy.
something.
They walked in with one guy, and they were talking to him and whatever, and doing their own thing. And I don't know if they were talking about his burrito or their tacos or what, but he ended up leaving all in a like hissy fit, like he was all pissy and shit. And
Okay.
I walked over, sat down at the table with these two gals, and I started talking about you because the whole idea
That's right.
was
You're
that
gonna try to like
We
set
were
me
all,
up.
that was my goal too. We gave you a
Yeah.
bunch of shit early in the night because we got you to go talk to this girl.
oh yeah,
And she was with a guy, and I don't think it was actually her boyfriend, but they were like
Don't think
hanging
it
out.
was, yeah.
But then you wound up buying them both a drink, and we gave you a
you did. You
ton
got
of
so
shit.
Sam came back out of the bar, and
Yep.
you were like, "I want to buy these two drinks," and Sam was like, "You're not buying shit." And I looked at Sam over your shoulder and
I
was
remember
like,
him saying that.
and just pointed at him like,
What?
just put it on my tab. You
Yeah.
get him a water, and you were like, and a water, and pointed at Sam, and Sam kind of giggled, and he looked at me, and he gave me the thumbs up. He
I
took
do
their
not
drink
remember that
order,
part of it.
and he went back inside the bar. You're sitting at the table. He comes back out. At this point in time, I had rejoined Casey and puking baby swatch back over at our table.
Oh, he
man.
puked too?
Well, I don't know that he was puking, but he was damn close.
I know he did in the car.
No, it was, that was not him. That was
thought it was
Jordan's.
both of them.
No, just Jordan's girlfriend. I think
Nah.
Ian made it home, but Jordan had to.
Ian was telling me that he puked all over the back seat.
Oh, maybe he did, but I know that. Oh,
Yeah, because
I know
Jordan was
Jordan was-
super fucking pissed that
he
he had to
was
clean his
mad.
entire car.
Well, it smelled like vomit. Like
well,
alcohol and
I
vomit.
think she kind of started it though. Like I think Ian would have been okay, but you know
Well,
how that chain
Yeah,
reaction.
oh yeah.
Of,
Oh my
Like,
god, he puked. I'm gonna puke.
Yeah.
Bah!
Yeah. Contagious.
And
Contagious.
Ian was in the back seat like, oh my god, she just puked. I'm gonna puke. Bah!
yeah.
I think I have one picture on my phone left over from that. And it's a picture of we're sitting at like a table up against a fence there.
Mhm, I remember the
And
table.
I think
Mhm.
Ian's at the table. He's got a drink. He's smoking a cigarette from
Yeah,
somewhere.
which he has never done.
Yeah, he asked me
but
the next
he-
day. He was like, "Was I smoking?"
Being,
He was.
being
Where'd we even
a
get that?
smoker. Yes, this is
Oh,
all
got
my
it.
fault.
Okay. All right.
It's
Being
all
a
Brock.
smoker prior to this and only being smokeless for like 4 months, hammered, I went into the bar and I was like, "Do you guys fucking sell cigarettes?" And Sam was like, "Yeah, but they're expensive." And I was like,
I don't
"Our
care.
fucking bar tab, do you think I give two fucking shits whether they're expensive or not?" And he's like, "What do you want? Reds or Camels?" I was like, "Let's do Reds."
That's right. Yeah. Then Ian,
Mhm.
did you give one to Ian or did you like
He
grab
asked.
one?
I told Ian he could have whatever he wanted. I didn't give a shit. I was like, "They're on the table, bro. I don't know whose they are."
Yeah, he just sparked one up and man, it just-
I think he smoked more than one.
He smoked like 3, and then I continued to fucking smoke the whole rest of the pack. But-
Yeah.
or whatever didn't get soaked in water from Loose Grip McGee over there.
Yep.
That's
But
Yeah.
we, I finally at the end of the night, I got Eric hooked up with these two gals, these Hispanic gals, and
I vaguely remember
they
something
actually
about
hunted me down. One of them did, to tell me that Eric had to be to work the following day, and
that. That's
asked
right,
me
yeah.
if I had preset. So this is the other part about it. If you're gonna come drinking with me, and I'm gonna guess Casey as well, if you drink with us, if you have to be awake at a certain point in time the next day, that's
You're
on
all
you.
set.
Yeah, you're fucked.
That's on
Okay.
you. I am not here to make sure that your alarm clock is set to wake you up for whatever fucking reason. That
Nope.
is your shit.
That's on you, homie.
Well, I think it was a case of like I wasn't interested or something or whatever, and I tried to lay the line of, "Oh well, I gotta go because I work tomorrow." So or, you know, I vaguely remember
Yes, that
something
is
about
very
that.
correct. But Eric, I don't know if I can get it there.
Oh, got it there.
Got it.
Yep.
The legendary Redbeard. can't hold his liquor or his cup.
Oh
Yeah.
god. At
So-
one point,
Go ahead.
I'll just
Go ahead.
interject real quick because I don't know if you guys remember this or not. I vaguely remember this. At one point in time, I just got finished throwing up in the garbage can. My best buddy that night. And
Oh,
we
yeah, you and him were
FaceTimed
friends.
Callie. Somebody pulled up, or Callie called, or somebody called Callie.
I didn't call
And
her,
we
but
were all
no, I did. Maybe I
Yeah,
did
you
FaceTime her.
did.
I
You did.
FaceTimed her.
We were
Yes.
all just hammered. We're all
We
trying to
were
get the
fucking
picture.
hammered puppy shit
It-
at this point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking to people. I'm.
By
That's
the way,
the only-
Dragonfly says hi.
Oh well, hello,
Yeah.
Dragonfly.
The life coach says hello. And so does the legendary Redbeard.
Yeah,
She calls you the hiccup master.
the hiccup master.
Yeah, last time we were live and you got the hiccups at the end of the
That's
show.
right. Oh, badass! I love returning people.
Uh-huh.
Badass.
He loves you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Or, I mean, we all love you. Don't get me wrong. We all love you.
No, that was the thing early on. I remember, and like I said, pink shirt guy. Really, the
Oh,
only
God.
thing I remember about him was at one point I remember him saying, "Oh, I think I asked his name." That was part of the reason he didn't like me, because his name was Donald, and he said Donald, not Don, not that.
I'm Donald.
Yeah, so
It didn't help that you sat right next to his girlfriend, who was in a super skimpy fucking outfit.
I don't remember.
I mean, I don't think
I
it would have
don't remember
mattered
any of
what
these
your
people.
intentions were. I mean, you could have been gay and sat down next to her. He was still gonna set off Mr.
Yeah.
Napoleon.
I just
Mm.
looked at him and went like, "That's my dad's name."
I called him
Yeah.
Napoleon for the whole night. He
Did
didn't
you?
like that shit. I guarantee you that.
Oh man!
But I don't remember calling him a
Mm.
bitch, and I don't remember. I remember leaving. Like I remember walking away from their little group once because I could tell I'd pissed him off. And no, he asked me to leave, and I was like, "All right, whatever." You know, okay, I get it.
Yeah, and the funny part is his partner is the one who asked you to come back and was talking to you and getting you to fire up her crowd again.
Oh, I don't remember
And,
that at all.
Oh
me
yeah, because she
neither.
turned around and was talking to you, and you were like in oblivion
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
no.
whole situation. And I remember punching you in the right hand shoulder, my left hand, your right shoulder, and saying, "Hey, turn around." And you turned around and looked at her, and then for the next 20 minutes, you were their problem.
I could see that happening. I could see that being
I mean,
a thing.
Okay.
I had full eyes on you.
Hmm.
It's Coors Light 406. I gotta say hi.
Well, that's probably the only reason I was willing to go that deep, is I felt like somebody had my back. Like,
Well, I watched you the whole night, and there was only like 2 points in time that I thought, could probably have to knock somebody out for Casey at this point in time. And again, at the same point in time, because nobody got real buck with any of us
Yeah.
until Eric was puking in a trash can and Ian couldn't sit in his own chair. And I went,
Yep.
if I weigh these situations out here, like if I weigh this out,
right.
we currently have 3 versus 1 in the women department, and we have 2 versus 3 in the men department, because toe to toe with you and I, back and forth for rum, was okay until you decided to floor it, and
Yep.
you were still there. You were still holding your own, and I thought, you know what? We have retard strength on our hands, and that's when I started to floor it, because I was like, "Fuck it! One retard full blast cannot do the damage as 2 retards full blast," and we were fucking blasted at this point.
You never
And-
go full retard.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. You never go full retard.
And I was gonna be no help at all.
Yeah, no, you were fucked.
I was out.
You were fucking burnt chicken. That's where you were fucking over there making love to a trash can.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. And Ian, baby Squatch was falling out of his chair. And I thought to myself, if we're gonna fight this place, it's gonna be me and Casey. We're like,
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be me and Casey, and we're gonna be dick punching motherfuckers like nobody's business, because it's us versus the other 12 cocks in the fucking room. And the funny part, the best part of the whole night was it all got summed up with one statement of Casey telling the little motherfucker in the pink shirt, if he wanted to fuck around, it was totally fine for him to find out. And I was like, that's some philosophical shit that I don't know how to back up. But I'm going to guess it's with old lightning over here. Because and I was ready to take the running leap and headbutt the motherfucker through the table. And then all of a sudden, he just kind of like turned around and was like, my balls are too small to handle the shit you're talking right now. And they fucking left. And she didn't want to leave. That was the best part, is the girls didn't want to leave, but all three of the guys are like, we're fucking leaving right now. And I think the bikers that were inside the bar had something to do with this.
Oh,
I don't remember any
because
of this
those
part.
preppy fuckers sitting out at that table didn't
Yeah.
want anything to do with getting their asses kicked. And I was like, I may not be a big dude, but on the farm, there's some things you learn about baling twine that can make me very scary.
well, if the bikers had something to do with it, my guess would be is the pink shirt dude bitched to Sam at the bar.
He was a trash can lover. That's yes, the legendary Redbeard was a very much a trash can lover at this point.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I think that's how it looks when you hug somebody
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're unconscious.
Yeah.
Because he had like both his hands over the like edge of the trash, like the lip.
Yeah, it's
And
they're
he was
your
just like eh.
it's your best friend at that point.
He
Like,
sounded like a
was.
diesel in the wrong gear.
you're
for
holding
half the
on
night,
for
he's
dear
like,
life.
"Ugh."
Yeah.
Well, I was throwing up everything I'd ever eaten and drank in my lifetime. Like, it was all coming out.
Now, didn't he say something to one
We
of the
watch this shit show. I'm in for that.
didn't he hit on one of the bikers' wives?
Dude, he hit on so
What?
So
He
two guys
did?
roll in. Yes.
Yeah.
two- and
Oh
this
my
is
God.
fucking hilarious
I do not
because the
remember
one
this.
biker looked at me and he was like, your friend's this close to getting shot in the parking lot. Like the look in his face was just fucking horrible. And the best part is the old lady he had on the back of his bike. I'm gonna guess they used her titties for mud flaps because those motherfuckers rolled up, rolled down. And it was funny because I believe your line to her was something.
I used a line on her?
I believe it was something along the lines of having to do with leather and assless chaps and shit like that. I don't know because I wasn't there, but when Sam told it to me after the fact, he was like, "Man, I'm really surprised that he didn't get killed." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, the fucking leather chapping line that he laid on that older gal, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And that's what I've told this to Casey, and it kills him every
I don't
time.
remember any of this happening.
So you went inside the bar. And I was like, where the fuck did Eric go? I mean, and I was drunk too. So what felt like 20 minutes was probably only about 5. But in the 5 minutes that you went inside, Sam had told you no, you were getting water and that was it. And you tried to bribe him and tell him that it was for me and Casey, that you were going to get 2 rums for me and Casey, and that you were going to
Right.
get a water for yourself.
That's too good.
And Sam was like, that's great. I'll give them 2 rums. I'll
Right.
bring them out, but here's your water. And then you had said some provocative things to the lady biker who was inside the bar. They were playing pool. And I went inside to find you. Like, where the fuck did Eric go? And I go inside, and the biker that the old lady rode in with is like standing there trying to unscrew the fixed pool cue.
Oh,
And I was like,
Oh.
oh my God, he's going to fucking kill Eric.
yeah, he's about to jack you up, homie.
And I walked over and I was like, hey,
Okay.
hey, you know, no big deal. I'm a good drunkie and running back outside. You know, it's
Okay.
nice to meet you guys. And he's like, the one guy is like, your friend in this like I've had 400 cigarettes today thing.
Oh
Like,
shit.
your friend about died today. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, he shouldn't talk to my old lady like that. And you were headed out the door.
Oh,
And I'm like,
no.
okay, so he's headed in the right direction. I turned around and said, I think like eczema or throat cancer might get you before you get him. And he was like, what? Like he got all fired up. And I was like, I'd pump the brakes because unlike your bike, you're not going to be able to stop this train. And I turned around and walked
That's
outside.
awesome.
Full confidence. I walk outside, I turn around. I'm hanging out. I'm standing around the table with everybody. For whatever reason, Ian's head wasn't on the table. And the guy steps out the door. And I just kind of turned and smiled at him. And Casey's standing there, you know? And he was kind of like, yeah, no, I'm not fucking with these assholes. And he went back inside. They played pool for about another hour and a half and left.
Yeah,
But yes,
I don't
you
remember that
said
at
something
all.
to his old lady about assless chaps and leather and God only knows what, and I thought you were gonna get murdered right there at the fucking bar.
yeah. I don't know when I got cut off, but I do remember once we got you in the car and that, I walked back up to the bar and I think I was asking for water, but initially Sam didn't think so. And he was like,
drinks anyway.
yeah, well, no, I think Sam was like, no, I have
He's
to
like,
cut you
"You got it
off. Like,
done."
I can't give you any more.
See, this is the one part I feel proud about. Sam never cut me off.
Oh, yeah,
He
well,
cut everyone but me off.
Well, me and Ian were lightweights.
Yeah, but the first
Right.
person to go, even showing up late, was Jordan's girlfriend.
oh yeah, Courtney, we got her
Courtney got
house in a
slammed fast.
hurry.
By the way, Dragonfly is going to make a song, "The Red Bearded Man in the Trash Can."
Oh my god, that will be epic.
Oh, man.
We will
Okay.
play it on the show.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
play that shit.
Okay.
We will open this fucker with it.
I'm
Yeah.
in for that. I think there's one point too. I don't know when. I was very drunk. I think I was inside at the bar with Courtney at one point, and I think she tried to get me to put a line on somebody else that was also
Yes,
at the bar.
I wouldn't be surprised. You guys, I think, went in there because she went in. Yeah, I think she went and got drinks once with you. So I wouldn't be surprised at all because there was a lot of purpose with all of us to try to get you hooked up that night. Because I know that was the only reason I went over and talked to that one group initially, and I think it was because Pink Shirt Guy hadn't sat down yet.
Mhm.
And so I was like, ooh, there's two couples and a single chick. I'm going to get Eric hooked up. And away I went. And then
Oh,
it's,
man.
which didn't matter. It just
That's-
straight turned
yeah.
into Casey fucking with all of them.
well,
But I would like to say I successfully was the only motherfucker who could get him to sit down with two women at a table and talk for
Yeah.
over a half hour.
no,
That
that is
still didn't land it.
totally
no, because
impressive.
you
though.
turned into the biggest prude bitch I've ever seen in my life and was like, I have to wake up early tomorrow and I have to go to work. And at that point in time, when they came over to me and they were like, hey, did you set your friend's alarm? He has to get up at like 8. I'm like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
he doesn't have to
and
do shit.
and the one gal was like, yeah, he has to go to work tomorrow. And I believe she had your phone number, but she said to
Oh.
me that she would call you at 8 in the morning. And I looked at her and I said, if you're awake at 8 in the morning, I'm a fucking rooster. And she was like, what is that supposed to mean? And I said, well, if you're not going with him to go night-night and wake up at 8 in the morning, there's no fucking way you're waking up at 8 in the morning. She was blasted.
Yeah, that lets me know I was totally out of it too because I don't remember him ever with those two girls.
Yeah, no, the whole time that he was with those two girls, you and I were talking about, I want to say it was work shit, but
God,
you were
Wow.
you were in the like past I love you guy and into the like,
Oh no.
I just want to tell you that this
Oh
is
shit. Yeah.
and like
No,
I miss this.
no.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
before you
no.
became sober enough to get in your own Uber and go home,
Yeah.
you had made it into the stage of where Brock feels uncomfortable and goes home himself.
Yeah, I'm good at that. That tends to be why I don't typically do that, because
See, this for me was the weird part because as the resident redneck, the functioning alcoholic, the horribly alcoholic piece of trash that I end up being at the bar, for the first time ever, I was the guy running the show, and I'm like, fuck, I'm pretty good at this. I got Eric talking to two women. I got Casey crying next to his rum and coke, not in it.
That's impressive.
I successfully got Ian and Courtney and Jordan out the door. I diffused 3 fucking fights. Okay.
Still can't believe
And
I
I
did that.
never once fell down, barfed, or in any way, shape, or form forgot most of the night. I was like, I fucking win. And then at the end of the whole deal, I poured 2 drunk motherfuckers into their Ubers and I walked my ass home.
That is true. You did that.
You did
That was
good.
very impressive.
Yes, Brock. You
So
were
for the
MVP
first time
for
in
that
my
night.
life, I didn't have to be carried to the 4x4 and driven home by somebody who was sober and pitched onto the fucking lawn.
What was fight number 3?
So there was the 2 fights that you tried to start with Pink Shirt Guy.
Oh, 2.
And then the one fight that Eric tried to start with the bikers on the inside. And somehow I diffused all of that shit, and I am not a manager.
That's impressive. That's impressive right there.
That is, yeah.
Ah.
Man, what a night.
That was a pretty
And then
epic
I
night.
don't remember going home, but I remember waking up the next day.
Oh, your
In my
Uber driver
bed.
was super confused.
Just
Yeah.
woke
So-
up in bed.
Casey, after his tier session, plugged in your address into his Uber app.
Mm-hmm.
I think I even had to put my credit card in.
Yep.
To,
Yeah, Casey was like, we can't even give this guy fucking cash. He's got to go off of my credit card. To the point where we had to drink 2 more rum and cokes because Casey's Uber couldn't show up until yours dumped your ass off.
yeah, I couldn't
Was
order.
it the same Uber driver?
No. I had a total one, but
We
I
love
couldn't
you
order
too.
another Uber until you got
through the app.
home.
Yeah, so the
So-
app doesn't allow you to order a second Uber. So
That's right.
So
Yeah.
Casey orders you an Uber. I pile you into this
Yeah.
maroon
I do not
Toyota
remember
Prius,
that.
which you proceeded to tell the guy that electric cars were going to be the demise of democracy in the United States.
Oh, that is epic. I wish I would have been there for that.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was your first comment as soon as you sat down in the chair. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to pay this guy money, like cash money. And I would give
got
to have
nothing.
been in the back seat on that car ride.
Oh,
I don't think
right?
you understand.
Yeah, no.
I can't even
You
imagine what kind of
said
shit
this.
I told that guy.
You said this. I walked around the front of the car and handed the guy 2 $20 bills. I was like, just for him being an asshole thus far, here's $40. And the guy was like, I didn't think it was a big deal. He's like, but it is cheaper
It's
on
paying it
fuel.
forward.
Therefore, this is a little bit less expensive to take people on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Uber
yeah.
thing. And I said, yeah, no, I get it.
No, we're good. We're solid, but he apparently is not. So
And at which
Okay.
point in time, I'm pretty certain that what you said next was a mixture of 5 or 6 different languages and other things. And I literally told the Uber driver, I said, here's the deal. When you get to the address that is on the Uber, here's another 20. Make sure he goes into a house. If he doesn't, just throw a note on the fucking Uber app and we will go find him.
yeah,
And he was like, well, what do I do if he just gets out of the car? I said, if he gets out of the car into the fair, we will start our search in that location.
yeah.
And he was like,
Wow.
oh, shit. And I was like, but he's seatbelted
Poor
in,
driver.
lock the doors and drive. And he's like, Okay. And you made it to the destination, the address that Casey
Yep,
had typed
it
in.
popped
You
up.
made it there.
I do remember that because we were sitting there having our last drink, watching you get your ride home, and then I
Okay.
ordered my Uber and got my ass home, and then Brock walked his ass home and
Yep.
texted me while he was walking home, which he,
Yeah.
I don't
Because
think,
that was about the only thing I could do to stay awake.
yeah,
I had to play
Mhm.
chicken on fucking State Street,
oof,
Mm.
yeah.
which luckily at 3 a.m. isn't too bad.
I don't know. A lot of people have died on State Street because of
Yes.
that.
But, you know, I'm like, okay, I got to walk down X far, and then I just run across the fucking road like some goddamn fucking farm animal. And then I can slowly walk around the corner and then down and then take a left and then hang a right, and I'm at the house. We've got this plan in my head. What ended up happening was I walked all the fucking way down State Street to the light at fucking State where you would turn to go on Old 55.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I walked too far.
Oh no.
So I walked back half a block and then ran across the street like some fucking deranged chicken.
Drunk
And I was like,
chicken.
oh shit, now it's not a left and a right. I had a 5-minute conversation with myself. I was like, fuck, it's not a left and a right now. It's a straight and then left down the driveway.
Shit.
Oh, I hope the wife's not fucking mad. And I went down. I literally, I run across State Street in front of a cop who didn't flip his lights on or nothing. He was just, I'm gonna guess he was like fucking drunk people and swerved around me. And I fucking I ran across the road thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Right? We get to the other side of the road and I'm like, cool. I didn't just get a ticket. That was a cop. I'm going to walk the other 200 feet, take a left, walk the next 100 feet, take a right, go around the front of the fucking place, go into the house, right? Wake up the next morning, apparently spent. So I left the bar at about 2:30, 3 o'clock ish. Sam illegally fed me alcohol after cutoff. However, he was like, you're going to need this to get home because it was fucking cold that night.
Yeah.
And
it was chilly.
It was what, like late September or something like that?
No, it was Labor Day beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. It did though. It got kind of chilly that night.
It was shit chilly that night. Yeah. And I remember getting home and taking a leak on my truck because for whatever reason I was like, ooh, outhouse, and peed all over my tire. I was like, God damn it.
Just marking your territory.
Gonna have somebody rotate these later.
Little do they know.
Oh yeah, no. My dad was like, "Why are you wearing rubber gloves to rotate your tires?" Like a couple weeks later, I was like, "No reason." Went up. So it took me an hour and a half to walk a total of 3 miles. And at one point in time, I laid down in the middle of State Street because I was tired.
This little nap.
That's a
Hold
bad.
you over.
See,
it was bad.
That's how people die.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But I fucking laid down for a minute, then I walked too far, and I was like, "This is horse shit." And I was just kind of a free spirit in the wind at this point because I was like, I need something to drink. And instead of stopping at the gas station and using one of the 5 cards I'd been using at the bar and just buying a fucking soda or something.
Yeah.
Nope. Went home. You fucking idiot. Get home. Peed on the truck. Took me another half hour to get to the front of the fucking... At this point, I lived in the 5th wheel. So it took me a half fucking hour to go from where I pissed all over the side of my truck
to the 5th wheel,
to the fucking front door of the 5th wheel, where I sat on the steps for like 10 minutes and just fucking like a retard, just all passed out and shit. Stood up, walked inside, fell asleep on the couch in the 5th wheel, and the wife was like, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
and that's where I rolled off the couch, flat faced myself on the floor,
Oh shit.
and was like, I'm just going to bed. And I fucking muddled my way to the bedroom, stripping off clothing, throwing it wherever. There was a sweatshirt in the sink. There was fucking underwear on the dining room table.
Oh, wow.
Like, I just was shedding clothes. And my wife's like, I don't know whether to throw $100 bills at you or push your ass under the covers. Like, and I'm just like, what? Oh no! Just fucking on my way to bed.
See, I know this was like almost 3 years ago now, but I'm still learning new things about what happened that night.
Oh yeah, I think it's one of those things.
You learn. What I've noticed too is I have learned multiple things since the fact. I've actually been back into that bar, and Sam remembered us until I believe he doesn't work there anymore. He
Oh, yeah, I
remembered
don't
us
think so.
until the day he left. He was always like, every time I would go in there, he'd be like, "Hey!" And I had a double shot of rum and coke, and it cost me $3. I'm like, "Oh
was
my
probably open
god!"
for more
I was
pizza.
gonna say we managed a pretty epic night, like just of
It was.
well, and I think we were just loud and fun, and I think we were having such because I remember when we were very first there was like nobody there, and it was like, oh, okay, and then
Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 people there. That was
yeah,
it.
and then a few more people filtered in as the night, but it got busy late. It was kind of one of those things where it was like,
Mhm.
holy shit, on a Sunday night, it's because this is a Sunday.
Oh yeah, it was a Sunday, which is what blew my mind when the 2 gals were like, "Yeah, he needs to set an alarm and blah blah blah." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They're like, "Oh, he has to go to work tomorrow." I was like, "The fuck he does."
Yeah,
They work in
I
the same
don't
fucking
know
building.
why I
He is
told him
not
that.
going to work tomorrow. I said, if he was going to work tomorrow, my ass would have been out of here hours ago. Because
Yeah.
that meant I had to go to work.
right.
It's like, that lying motherfucker. And you had already been poured into a fucking maroon Toyota Prius at this
That
point.
belonged to Satan.
Yeah, of the communists
Apparently.
at least.
Jeez.
Casey got into a black Honda.
I thought I got
I
in
think-
an SUV.
Yeah, it was a CRV.
Oh, what's it? I don't know. The dude was cool.
Mid-size
Yeah.
SUV.
Yeah, the
So
guy.
it was kind of funny because it was like we went from electric power or that like hybrid crossover or whatever to just a regular ass compact SUV, and I'm like, motherfuckers, there's heat in both of those vehicles. But I didn't have Uber first off, and I was like, yeah, we'll just drink this because I figured I was gonna be the one who was all fucked up, right? I've never. Mind you, this I have never once been able to not make my way home, ever.
That's good.
Okay,
Oh, that's really good.
That's impressive.
or to the hotel or to wherever I'm
Yeah.
staying
Oh,
that
100%.
night, right?
Yeah.
That night, it was close, but I was like, of all nights to be so hammered that somebody's gonna need to walk home. I'm going to be that so hammered that I'm going to walk halfway home and end up calling my wife and be like, come get me. Where are you? I'm the only drunk guy in the middle of State Street.
Oh, damn.
That's what I kind of fucking gamed myself, like pre-gamed myself for. Like, oh, you're going to take on a fucking full-sized vehicle at 65 tonight.
Jesus
You're just going to
Christ.
have to deal with it, And no, I made it home. I was like, oh my God, this is impressive. And the next morning, the wife was like, I have no fucking clue how any of you got home. And I'm like, why is that? And she goes, have you read your text messages? I was like, no, have you? And she goes, you need to read your text messages. And I pulled them up, and there was about 10 of them from me to you that were in fucking pure Greek gibberish.
Oh, no.
And then there was this weird drunken language between me and Casey for at least 10, 15 text messages.
Man, we went all out that night.
Yeah, I remember I had beforehand, I was prepared for a heavy night of drinking. I was like, yes, we're going to go blow it out. I was more hydrated going into that than I probably ever have been or ever will be again. I'd probably.
Oh no, I plan on getting you hammered like that in the future.
Again? Oh,
Because I'd had a solid probably 8 to 10 glasses of water before, like I
Oh,
was.
there was at
Wow,
least
yeah.
3 or
Prepared.
4 gallons of water drank before we all left. Like,
Oh,
Ian
yeah.
drank water, I drank water, you drank water.
Yeah, but before I did it,
Eric threw up multiple gallons of water himself.
yeah.
but I remember walking through the house, like trying to get ready for bed, and I was like, dude, I smell like a well. Like I drank so much alcohol that I
Yeah.
could just.
It was so bad.
We probably all just reeked.
It was so bad.
I think I remember walking in and being like, honey, I'm back. Like, letting her go. And she was just like, oh my God. She could smell it. She was like, did you have fun? Yeah, it was great. She's like, she's like, you realize you smell like a well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was horrible.
What a night.
It was great because the next morning I got hit with, how did I get home from 2 people,
Right.
the 2 of you people.
Mm-hmm.
I got hit with, did I smoke last night?
Oh, yeah.
And I said yes, and I
From
got
Ian.
an immediate response of, I've never smoked before, ever.
Well, Ian.
Yeah, but he
I got
had his
asked by my wife.
baby Squatch
she
had his
even-
shirt halfway unbuttoned.
Oh yeah,
like he was all sorts
Oh yeah,
of.
it was. He looked like a 1970s porno gone wrong.
Yes, 100%, totally.
I got asked by the wife, if that was to ever happen again, that I was to go to a hotel room the next day.
Yeah.
She was like,
Mm.
she goes, if you're going to do this again, will you please go to a hotel? And I'm like, what? I was like, the fucking house is way closer than a hotel. And she goes, you stank so fucking bad of booze.
Mhm.
I almost slept on the couch. And I was like, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, to do that again, that to me is out of town hotel. Like, you got a hotel to go to.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the way it goes. I can't remember. Oh, I got told the next day that women were horrible. And when I answered with, what the fuck are you talking about? I was hit with, she puked in my car.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, I get that. And then Ian told me as well that he had puked in the same car. And I was like, okay. And then my wife asked me that if I was to do this again, obviously the hotel thing, but then she said that I had to call her before I left the bar, because just randomly showing up at 4 a.m. was a bad idea. And I was like, well, but I showed up.
I was going to say, fair statement, but yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't puke that night either. I was impressed with that.
I didn't either, and I was super surprised because I was like, you're gonna vomit, whatever.
Yeah, that was a lot of booze.
And I was
Happy both of you
hungover.
guys.
I was hungover, but not to the point of Eric. I didn't hear from Eric until following like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because if I do remember correct, he did not show up that Tuesday.
What? Pretty sure I did. Pretty sure it was back.
Maybe
to
it
work
was
on
just I was
Tuesday.
still hammered. I don't know. It
You
could've
might
been.
have still been hammered. I know that I didn't wind up with a 2-day hangover, which I was very impressed. And really, even the day after, I wasn't like the headache hungover, and feel like I was just tired.
Oh, I was
like-
exhausted.
Yeah, I just think that, and I still think that I was probably drunk till probably still 2 p.m. before it was like I could probably legitimately say that I wasn't that hammered. But,
I think I did go to work on Tuesday, because that's when I found out. Because you were asking like, oh, how did I get this? And you pulled up your pant
Oh,
leg.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
your
like your
fucking
whole
road
leg
burn.
was just scabbed over. Just man, you like.
Oh my god!
really
it looked like
got
somody
it.
took a cheese grater.
Oh,
and
yeah, it was
cheese
bad.
fucked your leg.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, even my wife, when she looked down, she's like, "What did you do?" And I was like, I don't know.
I
have
don't know.
No idea.
Went toe to toe
Like,
with the horseshoe pit.
I kicked the motherfucking shit out of that
I
horseshoe
was
pit.
like, I obviously hit something, but I don't know.
Oh, did you?
I was like, I'm gonna have to ask.
It
Like,
looked like he fucking fell off of a motorcycle at 35 and only
yeah.
used his right leg to hold
Yeah.
himself off the
It was
ground.
pretty rough. Like,
yeah, I still remember that though. I'm trying to talk to her. We're just hanging out, and I'm like, dude, I'd knocked my dog off like 4 or 5 times. I was like, knock it off, dude. What? And then I was finally like, what is so interesting on my leg? And I looked down. I'm like, oh, you're trying to take care of me. That's sweet. How did I do this?
I'm surprised. It was bad enough looking at it like 2 days later that the night it happened that you didn't just have blood-soaked like socks and shoes.
Well,
I
see,
was
and
in
at
shorts.
this point, you would have never noticed. When he ate shit over the fucking horseshoe pit thing, you were still chasing tail of the one lady who was in throwing fucking dodgeballs at her boyfriend or husband or whatever.
I think it was boyfriend, but it was still.
You would have never noticed because Casey went down, fucking hit the ground, and popped back up like some sort of fucking Jack in the Box in a speed and time and fashion. I was like, oh my god, what's wrong with you? Ha ha ha, giggle.
Yeah.
And then he was like on his feet, and it was like nothing ever happened. And then like next time I see him at work, he's like, you want to know what fucking happened? Really? You want to know what happened? I was like, no, I kind of know what happened. And he goes, whoo, and pulls his fucking pant leg up, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It was a little gnarly. I was like, ooh, that's something I should remember. Like,
It did. It looked like a fucking midget ran by and chewed on your leg like a fucking piece of corn on the cob.
are you sure maybe that's
Man,
why
that's
the
imagery
biker
there.
didn't want anything to do? Like,
No, the bikers definitely wanted to beat the piss out of the fucking redheaded stepchild. That
Oh.
was definitely their thing.
Oh, man.
You say they looked over and saw big old jolly me with a bloody ass leg going.
Like, you
No,
already seen
it
that.
straight up looked like a fucking a midget ran by and threw a piranha at your shin bone. I was like, and none of us noticed it that night.
No.
Obviously, we were so fucking hammered. I can tell you right now, I woke up the next morning with a fucking Charlie horse in my fucking leg. It was like killer.
I'm
You know,
sure
after
did.
being yelled at 6 a.m. as to why in the fuck I even came home. But we got to work the following Tuesday, and it was like, do we really have to go to work today?
That reminded me more of when you watch the scene from Varsity Blues where they've been at the strip club all night and they bust out the doors.
Fucking 10!
Right, but they come out the next morning, right? After, it's light outside and they're all just
They're all fucking haggard ass and shit.
Yeah, then they go to try to play the game and they got the sweats and the, just, you can tell
they're
they're like,
sweats and they're puking and they feel like shit and they're standing in the huddle and they're like, it's going to be a 22-14.
Can't concentrate.
What the fuck did we do last night? I don't know, but we didn't get up this morning.
Yeah. No, that was
fuck.
That was definitely
I've only felt so. Actually, the next morning I didn't feel as bad as the night I went to a buddy of ours, Dirty 30, and got drugged at the fucking bar. I was sick for 3 fucking days.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And somehow miraculously spent $250 on my credit card that I bought 3 drinks on. And I was like, you know what?
And hell of a drink.
We're going to chalk this up to I learned a life motherfucking lesson. And unless I'm pouring that motherfucker, I ain't paying for it.
Yeah, no shit.
Or unless I'm standing there watching it. Or somebody's watching it. Because I don't think anybody played with my pee-pee that night. I can tell you my wife didn't play with my pee-pee that night. She was madder than a motherfucking hornet's nest that had just been kicked by a 6-year-old. Okay.
Mm.
I fucking, he was bad. Passed out in the fucking Uber ride home.
Jeez.
Woke up the next morning, but apparently I was marching around the driveway, making fun of all of the other two of us that was there, making fun of him for fucking puking in the driveway, and then immediately puking afterwards, and then walking over to the other one and making fun of him, and then puking as well. Yeah, and then
Wow.
fucking basically vomiting on myself once I passed out at the fucking
Oh,
house because I was just that fucked up and blasted.
that's never good.
And the next morning we went to Round Valley, rode in the car in the passenger seat, slept in the passenger seat for half the day, went in, slept on the couch for the other half of the day, slept in the passenger seat on the way home, woke up the next day, felt like fucking complete dog shit. And I was like, yep, never fucking going there again.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. I've only had the 2-day hangover twice, like the nasty one, and that was once I drank fifth and a half of Goldschlager, and probably
I think about a shot and a half of Goldschlager fuck you up to that point.
oh, dude, that's another. I loved like Goldschlager was my thing
Yeah.
until I did that. I loved that.
Goldschlager can lick the dirt and sweat off my balls for all I give a
Yeah,
shit.
no,
Goldschlager is nasty.
I could put that stuff down, no problem. And
That
then
makes me want to stick my pecker in a meat grinder right now. Like, that's just fucking. I hate. Goldschlager is
The
fucking
imagery
disgusting.
coming out of you.
And then there was once in Tennessee at a trade show. I got so fucking tanked at a bar there that, yeah, I was hurting the next day. It was impressive enough that the another person who was at the trade show, this guy, I don't know, one guy I was with just shoved me in the cab and apparently ditched the other guy. We wound up back at the hotel. I ended up seeing the guy who I rode back in the cab with at the trade show, and he was like, "Do you even make it to your room?" I was like, "Yeah, I made it to my room." He was like, "That's impressive," because it wasn't like you
I
just.
see you being like Tigger though.
I can always find my way home.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
I see you. I see you 100% of the way being like Tigger, and being able to bounce your way to the room
yeah.
or the house or whatever.
I say like I'm like an old. So growing up, we'd go camping with a guy. He had kids our age, like friends, and he had horses and everything. He'd take us camping every once in a while, but he always put us on the like pack horse. I consider myself like the old pack horse. He'd put me and the other
Little
kid my
pack
age.
mule.
Well, it wasn't a mule. He was a horse, but he was a big horse. Kind of sucked to ride because he was a little bit wider and stuff, and we were smaller, so it was kind of a pain in the ass. But he always put us on that horse because he knew that if anything happened, that horse
would
knew the
go
way
home.
home. Yeah,
Yeah.
knew the way back. So he was like, nope, they're good on that. And it was funny because going wherever we would go, we were in the back of the pack. But as soon as you turned around and it was time to go home, that horse was like way out in front of everybody else. Was like, nope, I'm taking my ass back to camp. You all can try to keep up with me.
Right.
So
No, that night that we went and did this has brought me many moons of joy.
oh, 100%. Absolutely.
I have talked about this night to so many people.
It was epic. I mean,
It was an
It was a
epic
night.
butt fucking of all butt fucking, pretty much. That's where I'm gonna go with that.
I was gonna say of all the drunken nights I've had and things like that, that by far was probably the funnest, most well orchestrated. Just it just went off. It was one of the few that
It's
you know how you have like a really heavy drunken night and then the next day you're like, God, why did I do that? I feel like shit.
What the fuck is wrong with me, you
Regret.
stupid fuck? Why
Yeah.
did you do that? You've done this before. What the hell?
I felt
Yep.
so like I needed that night in that moment to go that way. The next day I woke up and was like,
What I will tell you is I literally felt like the kid who wakes up in the morning and has no clue what just happened, but had just spent 48 hours on a fucking strange planet with aliens. Like that whole like Twilight Zone where it was just like, what in the flying fuck did we think was gonna happen? Because I can guarantee you it wasn't what actually fucking happened.
Yeah, but I would tell you that particular night really goes back to the foundation of what made this show. Like why we're sitting here now doing
Sounds like
this.
that.
So,
well, I will say this, kind of capitalizing on your, many moons of joy comment, is I learned things today that I'm gonna have to include in future retellings when I tell other people
Oh my god,
about that night.
it was so fun to actually explain to Casey for the first time what had happened. Because Casey looked at me, he's like, when did I fuck up my leg? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he fucking showed it to me, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So there was this one time you fell down. I didn't realize that you fucking did that, but I remember you falling down.
yeah. Well, and I just learned tonight. I remember you saying that the dude in the pink shirt wanted to fight me, but I didn't.
Twice. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was twice, and B, I didn't realize I called him a bitch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, and I believe there was also like a little joke involved as well. There was something that was like, I can't remember if you called him Frodo or what. It was like simmer down, little buddy, or calm down, Frodo. Don't hit me with that kind of shit, Frodo. Yeah, it was something to the like little person joke, and I was like, yeah, Casey's gonna make us fight the overgrown midget. Is what I told Ian, and Ian was like, "I'll fight anybody," and I was like, "The only thing you need to fight is keeping your lunch down."
Right, you're not fighting shit. Like that's not gonna happen.
I was like, because I mean, at this point in time, if anybody's hitting anybody, it's gonna be Casey hitting the little motherfucker in the pink shirt, me hitting the big guy in the blue shirt, and then probably getting pummeled into the table by his Bertha of a woman. Who looked like she could fight better than the both of them, and then Casey probably hitting the guy in the green shirt. So I was like, either which direction. Ian, you are not fighting anybody.
No.
And he was like, let me at him. And then he knocked over my beer or my drink, and I was like, you motherfucker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, there was plenty of that shit. And like I said, when I went in and I fucking had to deal with the bikers, I was like, this is going to end poorly for at least one of us.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to fight both these assholes, and they both have weapons in their hands. Here's Eric outside with 2 rum and cokes and a water. And I'm like, Sam, you still get... Because that was the best part is like, I walked in and I was like, yeah, we'll do 2 more rum and cokes and give him a water. And Sam let Eric walk out of the bar with all 3 of them while I'm trying to calm down Grandpa Goes Too Fast. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I can't believe it tried to hit on
I'm going to get hit with a fucking leather vest or something.
I absolutely 100% can believe that.
Oh, yeah. Ultimately, I'm surprised you didn't like try to make out with her or something.
Yeah,
you were all about it.
I think you're a cougar chaser. I do. I think you're all about the older lady.
Oh, fucking Christ!
Need me some of that experience.
Yeah, I got to get access to those mud flaps.
Wasn't her mud flaps you were enticed with?
Damn. I don't
Those
remember
are fucking headlight low beams going on. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I bet you he pulls the pin on those motherfuckers to slow his Harley down, drags them in the wind, and you're over there like, woo, boobies and shit. No, oh my God.
Whole new meaning to fun bags.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. His fun bags, he called them anchors.
I remember
the fucking bolt that was in the end of each one of them.
Well, I would tell you now we have it recapped in a memory we can listen to time and time
Forever
again.
and ever and ever
It's-
and
yeah.
ever.
And probably gave some pretty good insight to some people. So I'm going to say let's drop a would you rather because we're actually about an hour 40 into this minute.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow,
Which-
Brock, you're quite the storyteller.
Well,
man.
that's
fuck,
quite
I'm the only
story.
one who remembers
Yeah.
the story.
Well, there is that
Yep.
too. So for
And it wasn't a short night by any means.
Oh,
no,
Trust
No.
me, I know. At 4:00 in the morning the next day, it was like,
yeah, it was
Hmm.
quite the adventure. All right, let's do a would you rather. This one should be fairly simple. Would you rather lick someone's eyeball or suck someone's toes?
we've done this one.
We have.
have you
Yeah,
done
we've
this one?
done this one.
Ugh.
Well, we'll make Eric do it really quick, and then we'll grab another one because he hasn't done this one.
Okay, first of all, neither one of those are good choices. The lesser of two evils, probably the eyeball, actually. I do not want to mess around with people's feet.
I don't think anybody ever really wants to mess around with somebody else's foot. I think that's just a
You go to OnlyFans
fucked
for
up
that.
thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's
All right,
Dragonfly said eyeball, by the way.
yeah,
Me and Dragonfly.
I
same
could
wavelength.
do the eyeball. I think over. All right, how about this? Would you rather lick peanut butter off your best friend's nipples, or have your pet lick peanut butter off your nipples?
What?
Oh my god.
That was-
What are these choices?
Here's
How good of friends are we?
best friend. You're gonna lick peanut butter off your best friend's nipples? Nickels. You're
Good
gonna-
nick- yeah.
Well,
nickels.
they might be the size of nickels. You never know.
Oh my god. I have to be honest with you though. My best friend is one of two people, and at the moment is currently my wife. So I'm
Okay.
totally fine with licking peanut butter off of her nipples. But as the friend, I don't know that I could handle that.
Yeah.
If somebody was like, "Hey, I either have to lick peanut butter off of your nipples," I'd be like, "Whoa, bump the fucking brakes, bud."
Yeah. I'm gonna go, and I'm with you on that because my
Yeah.
best friend is really probably my wife, and well, I mean I'm game to lick peanut butter off her nipples, but
That could just be a great Friday night.
I was gonna say that could be a lot of fun, but as Brock said,
Would
somebody
you-
was
yeah.
like,
Would you want to be the friend? if
no,
Someone had to do that
no,
too?
no, I'd be like, you better get the pet fired up there. Like, I don't know which one you got, but so taking significant others or wives out of it, it's I'm gonna go with I'd rather have my pet lick it off of me than me have to lick it off of my friend's nipples. Yeah, no, I'd rather somebody.
God damn it, Fido!
I'll take it one step further. I would even rather
Wait a
somebody
minute,
walk in on that being done than the other way. You know,
Wait a minute. So you have dogs and a cat. Which one?
dog, it'd go so much faster. Like you just get this over with.
That is my train of thought. Is get the
Rubber
pet in there,
chomp
you
chomp.
know, lick it off
Yeah.
real quick.
I was gonna say, and all of my
I'm
dogs.
permanently scarred.
I was gonna say-
I want to go home and see my mommy.
Oh,
There's a dog down there. This is pretty good.
I was gonna say all my dogs are total shit eaters too. So like they would just be it would be over quickly.
This tastes like the turd we had last week. Oh, great.
Yeah, but could you imagine though? Say that's a bet. Could you imagine losing the bet and having
There's
to lick-
something wrong with him. Is the comment we got on TikTok.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I don't. She's sitting there like, he's going to let a dog lick peanut butter off. And she's looking at her phone like, these motherfuckers are retarded.
Well, I mean, we've never claimed to be anything but
What
Have
kind
you
of
not read the
fucking life
title
coach
there?
is
Yeah.
this?
look, if it's gonna be bad, make it quick. Like that's all I'm saying is,
Life advice.
Yes.
Right there.
I don't know, Eric, what do you got?
Legendary Redbeard.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
probably gonna
answer.
have to go with the pet just because it would be over quicker.
Rock, come on.
Yeah.
No, my best friend is my wife.
Oh,
I would lick
no,
the shit out of her nipples.
I
Like,
thought we
fuck
took
it.
that out of the
We took
equation.
this out of the equation.
Unfortunately, Casey, I would still lick peanut butter off of your nipples rather than have the dog lick it off of me.
Hmm.
I'm
Oh,
not
wow.
like, fuck it. No, I'm out. I can't. There's a critter line. I just don't want to pass.
Man, we're getting all sorts of revelations tonight.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I have little nipples.
Well, there you go. See, less peanut butter. We're good.
Okay.
Want to lick peanut butter off my nipples?
Oh, these poor people.
Oh, man.
it's,
If that doesn't just make you go, I
Yeah,
don't know what will.
cut your tongue with those things. I mean, glass. I mean,
especially since like I have big dogs,
she go fast, man. Like cannon,
right?
Yeah,
Boom,
one
it's
To the
over.
wrong place.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
They're toothy motherfuckers too. You gotta be careful. You're gonna lose a fucking nipple in a fucking jar of peanut butter there.
Oh, see, I have little dogs. You'd have to be at once it was done. You'd be like, okay, it's over. They'd be like, ah, here I come.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
See, and I'm sure that's all great and fine and dandy,
No.
but here's the thing with big dogs is they don't stop. They're like, wait, no, there's more. No, there's not. Get off of me. There's not more. There's fucking more. I know it.
It's
And they'll bite you, and you'll be
chafing.
like, how? How the
Oh,
fuck
man.
did you cleanly remove your nipple?
well,
That thing pointed the dog. Yeah.
Well, I lost a bet.
Yeah, I lost a bet.
Yeah. No, I see it
Ah,
going.
shit.
Yeah, that's a interesting would you rather there.
Yeah, that is. So I think that's a good way to wrap it up.
Mhm.
Again, hit us up on our social medias.
Yep.
Facebook, Dose Dysfunction. We also have a community on there, Dose of Dysfunction Podcast. Hit us on Twitter. I think it's Dose Dysfunction. Instagram, Dose of Dysfunction. TikTok, Dose of Dysfunction.
Yep.
And you can always hit Brock up on his TikTok,
Yep,
Hillbilly
Hillbilly
Deluxe.
Deluxe 21,
Yep.
There
And
we go.
which is where I have to give the shout out to Dragonfly and Coors Light 406 or 460. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Coors Light something.
And you can always hit us through email, Dose of Dysfunction Podcast at Gmail. Be part of it. I guess my thing is join our movement here.
Yeah.
Join the
Definitely let
dysfunction.
us know if there's something you want us to talk about, bullshit through, muddle our way through, fuck up, completely make you feel less embarrassed about the situation you're in, whatever. If you need advice, we will fuck that up completely.
But we will give it one hell of a shot.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
So
We will give it the whole peanut butter nipple.
yeah, the good old college try.
Yeah.
But as always, we appreciate you all, and good night.